So the first thing I want to say here is I love Mike Tyson. I've been watching Mike Tyson since I was knee high to a grasshopper, as the old folks put it. And I'm a 48-year-old guy. So I would really love to see him beat Jake Paul. And when I look at this footage, I see a 57-year-old man who he's still got it. He's still got it. He's still got the speed. He's obviously got the fundamentals. I don't think the fundamentals will ever leave him. To him, it's like riding a bike. Cus D'Amato did such a good job of working on the basics, the fundamentals, keeping your hands up, roll with the punches. As a shorter fighter in the heavyweight division, in a lot of cases, he had to kind of peekaboo, bob and weave his way into punching range, and it worked for him. He looks great for someone his age. Now, if Jake Paul is smart, he will try to keep Mike Tyson on the outside the best he can. Now, you look at the Jake Paul footage, and it's showing him laying out these big, huge, heavy guys, but look, the guy that he knocked down walked right into that overhand right. Jake Paul's got a nasty overhand right, but I do not see him landing that on the shorter, more compact, peekaboo style Mike Tyson. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So, as a lot of you know, I'm a huge fight fan. Been watching the UFC since 1993 when it first came out. I was a fan of boxing back in the day. I followed Mike Tyson's career as a younger kid. I still remember where I was and what I was doing when Mike Tyson lost his first fight to Buster Douglas. That's how far back I go with fight sports. So I knew that I had to do a video about this upcoming fight this Friday between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson on November the 15th. Is going to be featured for free on Netflix. So if you have Netflix, you are able to catch this fight for free. A lot of people think this is a farce. A lot of people think this is just a cash grab for Mike Tyson, for Jake Paul for that matter. And what we're going to do today is we're going to look at some latest sparring footage from each of these guys, from Jake Paul, then from Mike Tyson. We're going to talk about, is this actually going to be a competitive boxing match, or is this just going to be somewhat of an exhibition and we all waste 2-3 hours of our Friday night watching the legend himself, Mike Tyson, get back in the ring, only to see him and Jake Paul dance around doing a little pitter-patter with one another. I don't see that happening. Jake Paul, whether you give him credit for his boxing ability or not, the guy has got some dynamite specifically in his right hand. So I know he's coming to knock people out. Obviously, Mike Tyson carried some serious power in his heyday. He absolutely has the upstairs knowledge, more so than anyone Jake Paul has faced so far in terms of his boxing knowledge, trained by the great Cus D'Amato, but he's a 57-year-old man. The question is, no matter what kind of knowledge he has upstairs, is his body going to be able to get on board with what his mind is telling him to do? That's the real key. Jake Paul has been training relentlessly for about the past 4 or 5 years. We already know he's a wealthy guy, so he can devote all of his time to training. He's also able to pay some of the world's top trainers to come in and help him refine his skills and learn the sweet science. I give him respect for that. He's doing the sparring, he's doing the rounds, doing the technical work, the pad work, all of these things. I'm interested to see if Mike Tyson's body and his endurance is going to be able to carry him through this fight. They say that power is the last thing to go. That may be true. You also have to be able to land the power. Jake Paul is basically 30 years his junior. Mike Tyson, for a heavyweight, was extremely fast back in the day. And to his credit, looking at the sparring footage, he still seems to be pretty quick for a guy his age. But we're seeing little snapshots, a little snapshot here, a little snapshot there. We're not seeing it real time as it takes place round after round after round. Then those rounds collectively accumulate into 16 minutes of straight fighting, assuming that it does go the distance. Is Mike Tyson going to be able to carry the speed and the power and the endurance to make it 8 rounds with a much, much younger Paul? I want to look at some of their training footage. We're going to start with Jake Paul's. We're going to talk about it a little bit. After that, we will look at Mike Tyson's footage, which is actually very limited. We're going to discuss it as well. I'm going to give you my prediction on how I think this fight is going to play out. So let's get started.
Paul has put out heavyweight sparring footage ahead of his fight against Mike Tyson. Going into this Tyson fight, this is going to be the biggest and heaviest Jake has ever fought at heavyweight. Apparently walking around 230 pounds, and he has recently released some sparring footage, sparring some heavyweights who his coaches say are top 15, top 25 guys.
He's dominated from day one with heavyweights, and I don't mean just random heavyweights. I mean heavyweights that are ranked in the top 25, if not top 15 in the world, and he's dominating them.
So Jake Paul's even to get some good work in the gym, preparing for his biggest opponent, Mike Tyson. As he's sparring these heavyweights in preparation, he even dropped one with a big right hand. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on these clips of Jake Paul sparring, getting ready for Mike Tyson. The fight is now just days away.
Now listen here. I've always given Jake Paul credit for the hard work that he's put into the sport of boxing. But this is what he's good at. Putting out sparring footage. All the edits of his highlight moments are in the clip, but not anywhere somebody got a good shot in on him. With that said, I'm not saying that he didn't get the better of these opponents. All of these people standing around saying, oh, he's been dominating them from the beginning. These guys work for Jake Paul. Jake Paul is a genius when it comes to self-promotion, promoting himself and being this high-caliber boxer. And listen, I'm not saying he's not that or is not on his way to that. I absolutely would get my ass handed to me if I stepped in a ring with Jake Paul. Most of us would. He's marketing himself as this really high-level, high-caliber boxer, when in reality, we've not yet seen him in the ring with anyone that fits into that high-caliber boxer status and in their prime. Tommy Fury's the closest we've seen. That's the only fight he lost. If these are the top 15, the top 25 that the heavyweight division has to offer, then the heavyweight division in boxing is major lacking. And it is. We've got these guys sitting at the top. Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk. You've got these top 4, 5 guys. After that, it's a bunch of no-names that can't box. If you're looking at top 15, top 25 guys, assuming that that is true, but as far as their skill levels, you can look and tell by the way these guys are throwing punches. They ain't no Mike Tyson level. Mike Tyson of old and the Mike Tyson that I remember knocking out Michael Spinks in 91 seconds, that guy is 30 years older now than he was at that time. A lot of people can only remember Mike Tyson's heyday. They don't remember his last several fights where he got his ass kicked by Holyfield, by Lennox Lewis. He was losing there towards the end. Mike Tyson needed to retire. This was 20 years ago, when he needed to retire and finally did retire. This is not the Mike Tyson that we remember as an 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old kid knocking people out of their boots in the ring. Tyson is one of the most well-known boxers of our era. This guy's right up there with Muhammad Ali. And so when you look at that, a lot of people are angry about that. They feel like he's plucking these people who are past their prime, people who don't even box full-time. They work another full-time job, but they've got this professional record. In a lot of cases, they're probably beating cans, people who've never stepped in the ring before. Oh yeah, they're 9-0, but they're in there boxing a bunch of dead bodies. Jake Paul is faking it till he makes it. I'm not saying that he's not working hard at boxing. I'm not saying that he's not a good boxer. He's not top tier yet. Maybe he'll get there, maybe he won't. What he's doing in the meantime, he's cherry picking and he's plucking people who he sees and he knows that have big name value, but that he knows that he can get over on in the ring. And he and his crew so far have carefully crafted his YouTube to boxing career. They've had one hiccup so far, and that was a very, very close fight with Tommy Fury. Outside of that, They're batting 100. Okay, so now let's take a look at Mike Tyson's latest footage. This is the only clip I could even find of him actually sparring someone, and it does not show much at all. So I don't know how much we can really gather from this about where Mike Tyson is currently. We're going to look at it either way. We're going to talk about it, and then I'm going to give my pick.
Nice left hook. Up.
It was good for today. Yeah. I truly believe.
Sure?
Yeah, me
Yes.
too.
You sure?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. You sure? Yeah. With me too, right?
Yes. Let's do this. You did great. We're done.
You sure?
Yes. Yeah. Trust me.
I got a lot in me.
It's work, boy.
Just getting started.
And that's what all yesterday said. Oh, I can't wait for November 15th. I'm charging right through you.
You have broccoli.
So the first thing I want to say here is I love Mike Tyson. I've been watching Mike Tyson since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, as the old folks put it. And I'm a 48-year-old guy. So I would really love to see him beat Jake Paul. And when I look at this footage, I see a 57-year-old man who, he's still got it. He's still got it. He's still got the speed. He's obviously got the fundamentals. I don't think the fundamentals will ever leave him. To him, it's like riding a bike. Cus D'Amato did such a good job of working on the basics, the fundamentals, keeping your hands up, roll with the punches. As a shorter fighter in the heavyweight division, in a lot of cases, he had to kind of peekaboo, bob and weave his way into punching range, and it worked for him. He looks great for someone his age. Now, if Jake Paul is smart, he will try to keep Mike Tyson on the outside the best he can. Now, you look at the Jake Paul footage, and it's showing him laying out these big, huge, heavy guys, but look, the guy that he knocked down walked right into that overhand right. Jake Paul's got a nasty overhand right, but I do not see him landing that on the shorter, more compact, peekaboo style Mike Tyson. Okay? So I think, and when I look at this training footage of Jake Paul, it looks like these guys he's going up against. I mean, most of the people in the heavyweight division are taller than 6 foot or 6'1". Jake Paul's listed as 6'1". I think he's more like 6 foot. I'm about 6 foot. The heavyweight division is full of people who are 6'3", 6'4". That's more common for people who are that heavy. Mike Tyson was always an anomaly in that way. He's just a smaller individual than a lot of these heavyweights, okay? Mike Tyson is not going to be standing straight up 6'3" for Jake Paul to hit him with some massive overhand right. I don't really see that happening. I don't think that Jake Paul is going to be able to knock out Mike Tyson. I hope he's not able to knock out Mike Tyson, and I hope that I don't have to eat my words. With all of that said, I also don't think that Mike Tyson is necessarily going to be able to get a beat on the younger, faster Jake Paul. I just don't. I don't think that he's going to be able to get in and catch him clean enough to knock him out or put him to sleep. I hope he does. I do not want to see my childhood hero fall to freaking Jake Paul. And I'm not a Jake Paul hater. I'm not. I like what he's doing. I think all the people out there that actually love fight sports, love boxing, I don't think they have a problem with what Jake Paul's doing. So he was a YouTuber before he became a boxer. So what? He's still putting in the work. He's still training every day. But I don't think anyone who has ever been a fan of boxing wants to see Mike Tyson fall against someone like Jake Paul. Not saying that's going to happen, and Mike Tyson looks great in the footage. We're not seeing rounds. We're seeing snippets of a few exchanges here and there. This is an 8-round fight, and it's only 2-minute rounds. So it is a shorter window. You're looking at only 16 minutes of actual fighting. I do think that plays in the older Mike Tyson's favor. His cardio seems to be good. If he can keep up that work rate, I think he has a chance of getting on the inside and catching Jake Paul with something. I do not believe that Jake Paul will knock out Mike Tyson. I do believe that Mike Tyson can potentially knock out Jake Paul. But what I think is going to happen, I think that it's going to go to a decision, and I think Jake Paul is going to win a decision. I think he's younger. I think he's a little more hungry. I think Mike Tyson may be doing this a little bit as a cash grab, a little bit just to stay relevant. I don't think he has the hunger for this sport anymore like Jake Paul currently does. So I think that Jake Paul's going to be a little bit faster, a little harder of a worker in there, and I think he's going to be able to outscore Mike Tyson on points, and I believe that he'll get a decision. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Are you even going to watch it? I mean, it's on Netflix. It's free. If you have Netflix, you can watch the thing. So I'd be interested to know what you guys think about it. I'm looking forward to it. Anytime I could see Mike Tyson get in the ring, I don't care if he's 75 years old, I'm watching it. Of course, I'm one of those people that will show up to watch two bums fighting on the corner of 3rd and Main. I'm just that guy. I love watching fighting. but subscribe to the channel if you would, comment down below, and also give it the old thumbs up. Like it. All right. I will see you on the next one. Peace.